It is, but it's also,
Hope
I
you didn't
mean,
kill him
something
in his
we've seen
bed. It
before.
sounds like he did
Like
though.
Attack on Titan is very similar, where it is
Yeah,
a
right.
it
This
is
is
a
like killed him in his bed kind of shit.
Yeah, that
hmm,
would suck.
And that's why they're so mad about it. Like you could have challenged him into a duel and killed him in front of all of us. We would have been fine. Yeah,
We was waiting on the Agni Kai.
yeah. We
You just
were
had to say that you wanted it.
could have did the Agni Kai. You could have did the insert Black Panther ritual name. You could have did any of these things. This is the Grand Line Gazette where we talk about One Piece every damn day. It is another character breakdown day where we are talking about Hajrudin, the leader of the new giant warrior pirates, the leader of the new generation of
hmm
Elbaph, and
hmm
possibly confirmed son of the late King Harold, brother to Loki. So we're going to talk about him today. This fits in our Giant Warrior Pirate playlist. So if you have not seen before, we have done Dorian Brockie and Oimo Akashi. If you like Blackbeard Pirates, we've done the 10 Titanic Captains. We've done the Straw Hats. We've done the Sword Members. If you're a fan of the Marines, uh, character breakdowns like chapter, manga analysis. Like we do it all. I was going to say,
I'm sorry.
mess with us.
I must have missed this title. And I'm sorry that might be on me. But he's also the captain of the sixth ship of the Straw Hat Grand.
The sixth ship.
Yeah,
Okay, well, let's
he,
get these ships in order. What
he's
what are the
moving.
numbers? Let's
This is
see.
the cooking fleet. This is the one
That's
that Sanji's going to be in charge
confusing
of,
to me.
Wait, what
making sure
happened?
everyone's
Go ahead.
fed. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just talking shit on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Cavendish is the first. If this isn't the order of these pictures, Cavendish is the first one. Bartolomeo is the second one. Sai is the third. Ideo is the fourth. Leo is the fifth. Haruden is the sixth, and Orlumbus is the seventh. Very
We,
strange. Very
Gotcha.
strange order.
but he might be one of our biggest allies as far as strength wise too. Like he's probably he's up there. As Corey said, he's a prince of Elbaph. So that's just what the Straw Hats do. We overthrow governments and implement our own kings and queens and shogun. So
Um, real quick, I mean, what's everybody's favorite Haruden moment? I feel like we're all the same.
Break his arms.
Yeah, when he, not even his arms, his legs, yeah, and
Yeah,
his other arm, his free arm.
right. And
Yeah.
he's supposed to up again. He kept going through it. Yes, that's my favorite Howard moment. Absolutely. Dressrosa. He should have got packed up, but he didn't.
I mean, Luffy did come up. He one shot him.
Yeah, but after that,
Yes.
that's
But
Luffy.
later,
After he,
That's
when
Luffy.
he,
that's
yeah, no,
fair.
just
That's
leave
fair.
Luffy
That's
out of
fair.
it.
That's
Yeah,
fair.
no, keep
That's fair.
Luffy out.
Luffy
Yeah,
is
yeah,
he's
That's
got
protagonist. We get
shonen
it.
protagonist speed.
Yeah.
He snuck him. Hey, in Harden's defense,
Fair.
it's a guy that's this big compared to him, jumped up to where his face is at, punched him once, and had him fly back. Straight. In his defense, if
that's
he
not
was
what he's
prepped for that at all, he could have like did something.
at
But
all.
I'm gonna
This
give him
nigga
that
gonna
one.
punch you in your face.
Okay.
This little nigga? No, this nigga gonna punch you in your face. You need to know Howard. Okay. And then if you still get snuck, okay, that's on you, Howard.
Yeah,
That's
but
fair. I'll give
he,
you
he
that.
did get snuck. But yeah, the moment where he's fighting, man, who is that guy on the whatchamacallit Pirates? Doflamingo family. We'll probably get there later.
Trouble? He wouldn't fight Trouble. Never mind.
Mock Vice. That was the big guy. Always wore like the swirl Uzumaki like overalls or something like that. His name was Mock Vice. But yeah, what is your guys' favorite moment, Haruden moment? What do you guys think about the new news that we've learned about Haruden? Write that all in the comments below. Let's get talking about him now. He was fighting for the Mara Marinomi. Do we think he wanted to use it, or do you think we wanted to give that to somebody else? What do you think?
I think it's an
Tactically,
important fruit.
everyone else. Yeah.
Strong.
So
I
before we
mean,
get started on that, I have a second part of that question. Do we, if let's say a new chapter has to get started by burning. Do you think he would, you know what I mean? You think the fire is something that's needed for like an Elbaph prophecy, and that's why he wanted the fruit? That's a side note. That's a very long stretch, but I feel like, I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, because I'm just thinking solely based off what you express. It's like if you're able to use your to your advantage the shit that you're talking about, why wouldn't you? I feel like that's a very normal everyday type of thing for people. I wouldn't give it that type of mindset to Luffy, but anyone who's looking to get an advantage, Usopp, Nami, or anything in particular, I feel like that falls right into the realm and line of thinking.
Wait, what?
If that is the case and there is some sort of prophecy, it I do I have had that thought about when we hear about the man touched by flame. That I mean, that sounds like some type of urban legend. That's like, hey, no, he has the firepower, and that may have been why everyone was fiending for this one power. I mean,
Yeah.
in the audience, you have Blackbeard pirate, you have these
That's true.
pirates.
This could be, I mean, the man touched by flame could not, it could be a, I guess, infamous phrase where it's like, people, if you know, you know. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And it could be dating back for
Yeah.
a while.
you needed to unfreeze this ancient ice or whatever.
Chris has, I mean, Chris, you want to go? I'm sorry, Kev. Finish your statement.
No. And then that, like, you need this power to unseal that information for whatever purpose.
Chris has like
That
this
makes me-
theory that he's like Thor.
Aside from the theory of Thor, what Kevin just expressed makes me think of Don Zhao, how he has his own like treasure buried underneath the ice, but due to circumstance, he can't get it back out. Well, what Kevin just described makes me think of that.
I wonder if see, now I'm thinking like I really need to go back and like just rewatch just all of his scenes in Dressrosa to see like if he gives any inkling to his real ambition, because like if we go back and we see Kinemon and like Mononosuke, they were kind of telling us who they were the whole time. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where the biggest or closest thing that I can draw it to was just again that Sanji shit, where Sanji wore the mask or the helmet and hid his face too. That's the only thing that I have for these two princes. But aside from that, it's like same page as you are. I have to go back and rewatch
Yeah, I mean,
Dressrosa and
speaking of princess, I'm bringing it back to the Thor thing. Like, okay, so, well, here you talk about it. I don't want to give like why
Which
he's
part?
like a Thor analog. Like, I don't want to say it and then mess it up.
I think, no doubt. I think that Hajrudin is the Thor analog just because Loki exists. And if they're both princes and if they're both brothers, it works even easier. If we're coming to the whole thing where it's like we're in Jotunheim and Loki is receiving his own personal buff just because of circumstance and how it aligned, and he's getting more into the Frost Giant thing, cool. Dope. Because we were introduced to Jotunheim. Aside from that, I just think that Thor is going to be articulated and personified by Arden.
He's got the axe. He's the king's son, hypothetically. Now they could do the reverse thing where it's like Loki is the bastard son, and then he's like Thor's like the real son. Like Hajrudin could be the bastard son, and Loki could be the real one in this situation. We don't know what the connection is yet. I mean,
Can't wait.
as old as Harold was, I'm pretty sure he had a lot of kids. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And maybe it's just like that's got to like link back to Big Mom as well, where it's like, where are you getting this concept of everybody being at the table at the same height? It has to be coming from these grand halls in Elbaph. You know what I mean? Like on some Valhalla, like some Harry Potter. Like, long tables full of everybody. She's got to be like, hey, I'm alone. This is good. You know what I mean? This is nice. You know what I mean? Like the first feeling Harry had when he was eaten by people. He's like, this is nice. Like,
I guess I have a different thought process on Hajrudin because I felt like that he was always, like you just said, like he was the true born son. He was he was born to Harold's wife, not a bastard, which I don't care. They might. Because during the pre-time skip stuff or during the past with Big Mom, he's getting trained by Jorul and Jarul. These are pinnacles. These are pillars in the Elbaph community from what we've been shown. These are not people. These are like, to me, these are ex-Hokage who are training this guy, and he's the grandson of the third Hokage. Like, he's getting trained up for royalty. So I think that he was always supposed to be this, and we just never learned about it.
Or maybe he was put there because it's like, hey, this is my kid. All right,
yeah.
Don't tell nobody.
Train him up good. Hey.
You better be eaten, too.
Or these could be the scabbards.
I don't want his bed on the floor either.
But the way he was like, hey, no, Charlotte Linlin has to be held accountable. Like, that was like, I've seen my dad hold people accountable this very Damian Wayne-ish. Like, hey, no, we need to handle this. Like, Batman wouldn't let this shit slide either. Go ahead and get her real quick. Go ahead and X her out. But, I mean, the next time we see him is when he's getting books out of O'Hara after the Buster call. So he's on a book recovery mission.
So he works with Saul as well. He's pretty connected.
He is pretty connected.
He's pretty connected. It's going to be interesting. I mean, I like the idea of him and Loki possibly working together. Who's to say, like, I mean, good speculation is just to say, who's to say this destruction isn't a good thing? So maybe it's kind of like, and who's to say Harold was a good, like, in my head, it's like, if this thing is passed down from generations, how do you know it's gone past more than 2? You know what I mean? Like, and how do you know it wasn't always patricide? You know what I mean? Where he was found out, he's like, oh, like, you killed your dad, or you don't think I found out about that? Like, you don't intend on giving us the fruit? Like, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like, this ain't no ritual. Like, I'm just supposed to wait for you to die? Like, no.
Yeah, if you want the power now, you take the power now.
Yeah, which sounds very Elbaphian, but it is an honor thing, too, I guess.
It is, but it's also...
I hope you didn't kill him in his bed.
Before.
It sounds like he did, though.
Attack on Titan is very similar, where it is
right. This is like killed him in his bed kind of shit.
Yeah, that would suck.
And that's why they're so mad about it. Like, you could have challenged him to do a duel and killed him in front of all of us. We would have been fine.
We was waiting on the Agni Kai.
Yeah,
you had to say that you wanted it.
Could have did the Agni Kai. You could have did the insert Black Panther ritual name. You could have did any of these things. Instead, you stabbed him in his sleep. But yeah.
No honor having ass nigga.
Yeah, we're chaining you up. No, I'm not doing this. I got the basilisk fruit. I think it's a basilisk fruit. But that would also be like he's Thor versus the dragon. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of analogs that could go in that, but it's all speculation from my theory just compounding on itself.
Well, here I get vibe of Momo and Yama. That's also something we could get, where they are kind of
explain.
You're both sons of Elbaph, but one has. We don't know how he meant what he said. This could be like, oh, you don't know who I am? I'm the demon of Elbaph. I'm Loki. I'm supposed to kill the world. It's like, we don't know the infliction he put on these words. This could have been just a really dark joke for him. Like, I really true. Don't know.
He could be being sarcastic. That's why I'm chained here. That's who I am, right?
Yeah, I'm a killer. Like, I'm a killer. That's why.
How about this? Over under. Right? Hajrudin fighting Big Mom. when she comes back.
I like
I
that.
don't see it.
I hope so. They have a history
I
too.
would like
I
it
would
to,
really.
but I don't see it happening.
Yeah, you got to be a very specific, right? Like you got to be in a very specific place to fight. Big Mom's got to have stuff going on too.
Well, because Big Mom's below Onigashima, below
And
Moana.
she's feeling about that loss that she couldn't even vocalize. Shout Salah.
Yeah, that'd be crazy if she has to like if she came back and ran the ones with just Kid, and like Kid came back too, and Kid beat her 1-on-1. I'd be like, okay, I don't want to say it, but I guess you're okay. But back to Hajrudin. We see his fleet. He's the leader of the new giant warrior pirates. So we've seen Rodo, who that's his own character. We've seen Gerd, and we've seen I forget the last one's name, the cook.
Goldberg
and Gerd. Yeah. I wonder if there's gonna be any secret giant warrior pirates. I wonder if we're gonna meet any giant warriors that actually get thrown into the pirate crew and everything like that, like a new hero that we meet in Elbaph. That would be cool.
Was Goldberg the one that fed Luffy after his first time going Gear 5th at Egghead? It's the same guy?
I don't think he fed
I
Luffy.
don't.
I think
We still are unsure about who fed Luffy.
Where I need you to explain where you got that from.
Well, I'm trying to figure out the name of the individual who fed Luffy, and you said
I
Gerd was Chef.
thought you were saying that Gerd's the medic, but
the chef.
yeah,
Okay.
Goldberg.
So I was trying to figure out, like, when Luffy first came to them.
I think it was Kizaru. I know what you're saying, but I think it was Kizaru. I know the
Thank
situation, but I just don't know where you got Goldberg from. I don't think he was there. I think he was still on Elbaph.
But that was what I was trying to figure out. Is it them? No. Okay, got it. Because I know a giant fed Luffy, and there was a giant cook. That's it.
I don't think a giant fed. Either way.
Yeah.
Kev's head's tilted too. I don't know where that.
No.
But yeah, I mean, he's 81 years old, so he's not exactly old enough to be like. He's not old enough to have seen, like, Dory and Bragi leave. He's not as old as Oimo and Kashi. So it's like, but he's older than like Punk Hazard. He's older than. No, he's not older than Jaya. How old is Jaya?
He was also 18 when Big Mom went on her rampage. So like, he's old.
Chris, you know how old Jaya is? Like the Legends of like
in terms of,
like Nolan.
Yeah, it depends. Yeah, in terms of Nolan is like 600 years back.
Oh shit,
something like that.
Okay, never mind. Yeah, because I know it was a while ago, but I was like, was it more than 200? All right, well, damn. But yeah, Kev, 18 years old. So I guess like 3 years old for us. Oh no, 6 years old. 6 years old for us. That's why he's running around looking like a little kid. But imagine that though. Like you gotta have some kind of animosity towards Big Mom because you saw that as a kid. You know what I mean? That stayed with you forever.
Yeah, you have to remember.
You don't see Grandpa dying in front of you from a fucking freak kid that you don't like, and drop it.
That's what I'm saying in terms of like, Big Mom got all the excuses in the world in terms of they're gonna reach out to her, but you don't have to fuck with Big Mom, especially not at this point where she hasn't revealed herself again.
So, oh no, I do see some interactions coming up. Number one, foremost, like within his own crew, he's gotta confront Rodo. We gotta see what the history is with that.
Yep.
We gotta see maybe some one-on-one time with Dory and Bragi before they leave. Obviously with his brother, possibly mother. We don't know what's going on with their mom. Like if they get to the castle, He's got to run back into the Straw Hats and reestablish the connection with them. And then his possible fights in the future.
Something I really liked that Kevin pointed out in a recent video was just the fact that how the Straw Hats had to go from plank to plank and just jump from one to the next. That's a nice little detail that I appreciated.
Another nice detail is Chopper said, I used to do this all the time because he used to do all that over there going to Correa's place.
Yep.
Yeah.
Another, Loki does seem larger than the average giant, right? Or is that just...
Yes.
He does, right?
I mean, we don't really know.
I know. I can't
He
tell
looks
because
big.
they're
He
so,
looks big
they're
as hell.
already so small. Like, I can't tell. But if he is,
Okay.
maybe we can
Yeah,
utilize him against San Juan Wolf. You know what I mean? Because there will be a
Road
precedent for
saying-
destroying larger giants.
Or, but is Road the same size as Loki? Let's put it like that.
I don't know.
If not, who's smaller?
I would say Road's small. I don't think I've seen like the pictures of Road and Hajrudin, and they're like the same size.
Yeah.
So I guess it's like,
I just
that would go to.
really. Go ahead.
I guess I don't know that. That's my question. Is like, because we've seen Road tower over them, but we've also seen Luffy's perspective from the shoes, and I feel like it's similar. But if it's not, and he's larger than a normal giant, that explains why it took so many giants to like attack him and chain him up. Also, if he's a extra fucking large dragon on some Kaido after he did the fire armor shit, you know what I mean? Like, because he was quite a bit larger when he did the fire armor. Like, if he's like that when he's like a serpent or whatever his form is or anything like that, that would explain why he's chained to the World Tree, such a large post besides putting in prison. And it also gives us a precedent for attacking larger creatures like San Juan Wolf. That's my thesis.
I'm right there with you.
Your thesis is sound. You're not making anything like outlandish. Everything you've said and expressed is corroborated. I want to see it happen. That's my particular instance. I don't need it to go like 100% like how you're expressing, but it's like you're definitely heading down an avenue, and if they start heading down that avenue, that gives me some shit to work with.
Also, other thing. Hey, Kev, real quick. Describe Big Mom's personality as a kid.
Just hungry. I mean, she was, as long as you were giving her food,
Good point.
she was chill. Like, but the second you didn't feed her, she went ape shit.
Yeah.
So
like someone, you could be very nice, and then it's like, oh, you could snap. What's our constant thing about San Juan Wolf is like he doesn't seem like that bad of a guy, but Hajrudin could be like in his head, like I've seen people be nice, you know, or fake nice, and then kill people right in front of you. They'll kill you. They'll kill your own dad in front of you. Like, yo, man, chill out.
Yeah.
don't make me crash
There's
out.
a difference.
Yeah, San Juan.
I will. But I mean, that's the thing. And I mean, you get that with any world that has powers, right? You get that in the X-Men. Like the second Scott accidentally takes off his glasses in school and kills a kid, it's like, yeah, like I get it. Like you don't have to mean to kill somebody. But treating
just
people,
you're apologetic doesn't take it away either.
yeah, but you also have to help Big Mom, like control her power, control the urges. It can't be without saying, like, she's 5 when she kills a giant elder. So it's like you're dealing with a 5-year-old. So it's
Oh.
like you can't argue with that. They're 5.
And I'm sorry, we
So
lasted
it's
the
like-
whole video, and we're over here talking about like Hajrudin being like some kind of noble, like hero warrior. This dude's part of Buggy's delivery service. He's a merc. Like,
Yeah.
like,
And then left.
this ain't
And
no
then
like
left.
good
Yeah.
guy, like for the sake of being
Hey.
a good guy.
Somebody got to pay the bills. All right, like let's not
Word.
let's not
But
hate
that
on a
was,
man.
Like, the thing that was
Who else gonna fix the shit?
extenuating about him. Whereas, like, I don't know what was the impetus for him to leave Buggy's delivery service, because that's profitable as fuck. But
He left
with
because he
regardless.
joined.
It says
He
the organization
left
was not as
because he
profitable as
joined
it seemed.
the Straw Hats. I was what I read was that he left right after he pledged allegiance to Straw Hat. He told everyone to leave
Oh,
Buggy's delivery service.
that's got.
So they just got word like, "Hey, no, we're backing out. Sorry, we're Straw Hats now."
Grand
Fuck
Fleet
you.
members. Yeah.
That's
6
crazy.
shit.
That Straw Hat said,
Baby.
"That's cool. Like, you go ahead and let us know when you need help, and we'll stop our fucking cruise to the next spot.
Hey,
Double back for you to enjoy the cruise to the next spot."
are you
That's
guys
that's
are you guys cutting my last check right now, or are you guys gonna mail it to me?
Yeah, I still got.
What's
I still got 8 days on that check. There's 8
Yeah.
days on that check. I
Hey,
need my-
8 days. What do you mean you're double charging my insurance? I'm confused.
Oh, for the next month. For the next month. Okay.
Next
Oof.
paycheck.
Ooh,
You know what? Give it to me. I'm glad I'm leaving this company. You deadbeat.
But yeah.
Anyway,
so
that's exactly how it's trying.
that's probably exactly how we quit the Buggy's delivery service. They don't put everything in the cover stories, but they put enough to get that out of it. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, Hajrudin. That's a Hajrudin video.
Everything.
We will be back
Right.
tomorrow. I mean, should we? I mean, I guess we could talk about Gerd and.
we can talk about everybody that we know so far, and talk about
I think we
Kevin's
did. Oh,
theory about how.
Oimokashi,
Yeah, no.
Dorian Bragi, and Hajrudin. I think we did.
We can talk about Saul.
That's a video,
Yeah.
yo.
would-
Saul. We'll do Saul.
Yeah.
Okay, the next video is Saul. All right, later, y'all.
Peace.